Good morning, boys and girls. It is time to learn 2 new sight words. You only have 2 this week, but I'm not going to lie, one of them is kind of tricky, so it might need a little bit more time to practice. But it is one that you're going to be using a lot in your life. It keeps on popping up everywhere you look. Let's take a second to go back over the words that we've already learned so far in this set. We are now in set 3. So let me kind of shuffle them up here. Let's look at what we have already learned, okay? Good. G-O-O-D, good. Look. L-O-O-K, look. Be. B-E, be. Make. M-A-K-E, make, has that silent E on the end. From, F-R-O-M, from. Want, W-A-N-T, want. Water, W-A-T-E-R, there's that bossy R, water. There, here's that TH, there, T-H-E-R-E, there. And those are the ones that we've learned so far. So today I have 2 more for you. We'll start with the easier one of the 2. I'll save the really tough one till the end. Here's the first one. It is for. Spell it F-O-R, for. Now this isn't like the number 4. We'll talk about that in a minute. This is like for, like I have a present for you, or I have a surprise for you. This is like when you have something for someone else. Okay, spell that again, F-O-R. Now when you say the word for, I want you to say it in your mind and think about how many sounds you hear in that word. For. If we were going to chop it up, how many sounds would you hear? 4. I only hear 2 sounds. But we saw that there were more letters than that. So on my whiteboard, I'm going to put dots for the sounds I hear. Or. There's my 2 sounds. But let's think about the letters that make that sound so we can really understand how to spell this word. The beginning sound, you're right. Good job. That's an F. And then or. Think about the rule that we have learned when it comes to our words. Or. You're right, it's a bossy R. An or is the O-R. Or. And I'm pretty sure some of you are already using your chunky monkey strategy that good readers use. If we cover up, let me see how I can do that. Cover up that F, what word do we have? Or, it's a terrible R, sorry. Or, like, do you want spaghetti for dinner or pizza? This is when you have to make a choice between 2 things. It has the word or inside of the word for, okay? Now let's talk about the number 4. Let me get my little eraser out here. Here's the 4 we just learned, F-O-R, 4. If I want to write the word for the number 4, I'm still going to have the F, and I'm still going to have the O and the R, but I'm going to scooch that R over a little bit because there's something tricky that goes right in there, and it's a U. And I know we've learned that OU says ow, but this isn't fower. That wouldn't make sense. 1, 2, 3, fower. That does not even sound right. So this word for the number 4 is a rule breaker. Okay, so I just want you to keep that in mind. But when you're using the word for, like it's for someone, this is the kind of for you're going to use. F-O-R, for. Okay. All right, let's now look at that tricky word I was telling you about. Are you ready? Get ready, because it's a rule breaker. It's weird. The letters steal sounds from other letters. Oh, here it is. Again. Again. A-G-A-I-N. Again. And this is like when you're doing something over and over again. So let's say if you're bugging your mom for a cookie and you keep asking her over and over, and the grown-ups at your house are kind of getting tired of you asking. They keep saying, no, after dinner. I don't want to have to tell you again. Don't ask me for a cookie again. I told you you could have one after dinner. Don't ask again, please. Okay? That is again. So think of a sentence where you might use that word again. You can even stop the video if you need some time to think. Just pause it for a minute. Use the word again in a sentence. I can tell you're probably coming up with some good sentences. Now let's practice spelling again. And when we spell words like this, I think it's sometimes a little bit easier if we come up with like a rhythm or some kind of a pattern to spell it to. So let's try this. A-G-A-I-N. 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 What does that spell? Again. Good job, everybody. Let's think about the sounds in that word when we spell it. A-G-N. I hear 4 sounds, but 5 letters. If I was just going to spell this word and just write the sounds I hear, let's think about that, what that would look like. You know what? I'm going to use that line side. The A stole that U sound. G. Yeah, the G makes sense. Again. N. N? N is a word. I-N. In. If I was to spell that out, that's what it would look like. But that doesn't quite look right. It does not look like the actual word again. So let's look at the actual spelling and see what letters have stolen sounds, okay? First, we know that this A at the beginning of the word again has stolen that U sound. So remember there's an A there. The G is okay. And there is an I and an N at the end of the word, see? But what am I missing here? What's going to jump up in that space? It's the A, yeah. A-G-A-I-N. That is the word again. That's a tricky rule breaker, but I know you guys are so smart. Now that you know the trick, and now that you know which letters are stealing what sounds, I bet you can probably remember this word, but you've got to practice, okay? So let's practice those that we just learned one more time. Here's the first one, 4, spell it, F-O-R, 4. And let's practice this one. Again, A-G-A-I-N. Again, let's spell it with the pattern. A-G-A-I-N. Again. Good job, everybody. Try to use these words if you can today when you're out and about. And if you're feeling really, really spicy today, why don't you guys go ahead and try writing a sentence with those words in it, and then take a picture of it and put it in our media album so I can see how you're doing, okay? Good luck, everybody.